My puppy. You see that popcorn?
Yeah. We are live. Hello, Violet. Welcome to the Security Shit Show, brought to you by Violet's Pretty Face and Skinny Pop Popcorn. Eat Skinny Pop, don't get fat.
Good girl.
Oh, puppy. Look at you, so happy. You got your puppy.
Oh, there we go. That's puppy back.
Puppy is good.
I think I'm scared of red at the moment.
A good girl, aren't you? Yeah, happy times. Good girl. Yeah, we share popcorn together tonight, I guess. Me and the dog.
I like it. Mine is diligently waiting for the show to be over on her sleepy pad.
Nice.
I got popcorn. I'm here to watch the show.
Oh, look at there she is.
Milo's just sitting off camera at the moment. We're just feeding him snacks. Oh, well, hello.
Oh, hello. I say we do the whole show in a Russian accent.
I would start practicing now before it's too late.
Hey, fuck Russia.
Red Dawn, Block 3.
Fuck Putin.
Right. Well, I mean, so that's exactly, yeah. Let's be very, very clear on this one. I actually.
So it's it's Putin. I thought it was Putin.
It's totally Putin. Putin, and
putting. We're calling putting. Fuck putting.
Yeah.
All right, look at me. Look at me. I've got a beard, tattoos. I ride a Harley, a pickup truck. I got guns, and I got a camouflage hat. It's putting.
I like it. Yaw. You gotta put a strong yaw on the end of that.
Yep, it's putting.
Yeah.
Vladimir, goddamn motherfucking button.
I was getting some live video feeds. I was watching what was going on over there. And
Are you doom scrolling?
No, I said I was getting live video feeds. What part of scrolling does that sound like?
No, that's true. That's not doom scrolling, is it?
I get some live video feeds, and one of the ones that I was impressed by, saddened by, given hope by, I had a lot of experience, a lot of emotions about this one, was all the protesters in front of the Kremlin.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, you know,
they're peeling them off one at a time. They're not trying to manage a group. They're grabbing one human at a time and they're dragging them off. And I mean, just some of the screams and the cries. And I was just like, so that's why I say fuck Putin and not fuck Russia.
Yeah.
Clearly, in a country where that's a big fat no-no, they still felt brave enough to come out in any kind of serious numbers is telling.
And they still are. They still are.
Good for them.
And the good news, you look for good news and shit like this. The good news is the Russians suffered more casualties than was expected yesterday, whatever the fuck day it is.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's so 2022.
Oh, seriously. I mean, look, 2020, 21, we had COVID. We were like, woohoo, we get a break. And now this motherfucking shit happens.
I saw a quote from Stephen Colbert that said, oh, great. The mask mandates are ending just in time to see the look of shocked expression on each other's faces as World War III starts.
Well, you know what? When we have to put the gas masks on, at least we won't be surprised. At least we'll be used to this. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, exactly. I've been practicing my breathing techniques. I'm good.
Yeah, no shit. God help us, I swear.
I'll be in Mexico.
Just make sure you got the drinking tube. You can have the mask, because if people don't know, the tube's an accessory. The mask does not by default come with the tube. The tube is an add-on.
See, this is, I don't think I've ever, and oh no. Sorry, I just saw something else. God damn it. What the fucking 2022 goes to hell.
What happened?
You remember MASH?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hot Lips Houlihan just passed away.
Oh, well, ain't that
sakes. Really? Sally Kellerman.
You want to go to Mexico?
God.
So what's the over under that the troops that are taking over Chernobyl become radioactive super soldiers.
Did you see that apparently they're again, we're seeing all sorts of different answers, and
depends on the feed you have, right?
Yeah, that's again part of the problem. It's
which half version of the truth are you currently looking at?
Well, the fortunate thing is I at least get 3/4 of the truth from some of the feeds I get, but the problem is we're still playing whack-a-mole even with those.
Yeah,
before they go further up the fucking chain, we have to validate those, and well, that's fun because now we don't have cameras and survey. Yeah, it's a mess.
We have to triangulate the truth.
Whose version through whose eyes, in which perspective, and all that other bullshit.
Doesn't that have tiebacks to our own industry, though? Whose version of what truth?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but it probably, honestly, it has tiebacks to humanity in general. I mean, how far back do you want to go before we start talking about? I mean, what does they say? History is not written by the losers.
This is true. Okay, survey. How many text messages did you get today from your non-technical people inquiring as to whether they should take to bunker or not? Inquiring as to whether.
I actually didn't get that many of that. I did not.
Do
you have more slightly weird paranoid friends? See, my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Most of mine are either former something or other, or.
Oh yeah, no, mine are the average humans.
Oh wow!
Some of them spoon-fed Fox News, others CNN. Take your pick.
I'll take a side on that. Oh God, no, I've not. I don't really.
I really like my NPR folks though.
Oh, they're cute and fuzzy. You can't really upset them. We shouldn't upset them too much.
But no, legit. I would since like late last night. It has been a deluge of. All right, man, you're the guy. So. Yes, no, what do I do? And I swear to you, here's my message to all of you. MFA, please patch your shit, please. And if you feel spry, feeling bold, go ahead and change password. Except if you're Evan, because I still can't fucking get into the YouTube because you changed the password and then you shared it with me and then you fucking changed it again. I still can't get in. It's bullshit because I got to stand up the next episodes for next week because we've run out of shit. And I got work to do, and I can't get in. Just saying.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah. Just share the current fucking password that's valid and do not change it for at least 48 hours. Pretty please with a cherry on top. So,
I'm sorry.
I bet you didn't hear any of that.
I came here for the show, man. I didn't know I was part of it.
Yeah, just sit there and eat your popcorn like the rest of us. What's gonna happen next?
Chris is only in the dark. Chip's like, Chris is in the dark. I'm like, yeah, Chris is in the dark.
Chris needs to turn some lights on. You're literally in the dark. You're just kind of I mean, I know you're Dr. Dark Web these days, but
Oh my gosh, yeah, that all finally went live, didn't it?
Oh yes, it did.
We'll have that conversation in a minute. Let me see if I can turn this on.
And I thank you, my dear friend, for such kind words.
Good girl.
Oh,
good girl.
Danny.
Oh, that was a hoot of a podcast.
She's awesome. She's awesome, isn't she?
I laid it bare too. She's like,
yeah. So that's what she said. She's like, you dropped the F-bomb in like the first 30 seconds. I'm like, he's not. No, he doesn't always do that. Even on our show, he doesn't do that. She's like, yeah. She's like, I just want to check in with him and make sure it's okay to use it. I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's right, Fago.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
no,
awesome.
You call me and say, hi, I represent marketing and there's something wrong with us. What would it be?
Is that better?
You open the door for some candor. And
how's that?
Guys,
no, not really.
I'm still a little spiny from the last week and a half, so I'm a little more prickly than I normally am.
Oh, lack of sleep is doing that to me at the moment. Oh, all right. Is that better?
You guys ever notice I'm a bobblehead? I just realized that. I see the feedback on the channel. I'm not a lot. I'm like a bobblehead.
You have roots from our Eastern friends. If I love, it's always fun having.
Oh, that's this way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're.
I'm a nodder. I don't.
I love those conversations. It's actually fun, and the problem is half the time because I talk with my hands a lot, and a lot of theirs is head expressions and stuff. So you got the pair of us doing this bloody thing. It's awesome. I love those conversations.
Have you ever seen the explainer videos? Oh, dude. You haven't seen the explainer videos for the different nods and what they mean?
No, I have
this
not.
Is the best stuff ever. I'm going to give you a great link. How are you guys doing? Because I know Evan gets a little weird when shit like this happens. So, yeah. How are you doing?
Good.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, I have a dog.
I know, but the way you're eating popcorn makes me nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm
going to Mexico.
Hmm?
I'm going to Mexico when shit goes down, man. Mexico's kind of staying like,
Mexico doesn't tend to stir up the shit. They don't tend to be.
They've got to figure it out, man. A little bit of corruption, a lot of bit of paradise,
Mm-hmm.
Scuba dive.
I'm up for the scuba diving, believe me. I'm going through all the interviews at the moment, and it's interesting because you get through 2 or 3 of them, and they're like, "Well, that was fantastic," and I'd like to have another couple of meetings with you and get you to do a presentation. And I'm like, "Oh, let's have a conversation about the amount of time in that." This shit's obviously been taking up rather a lot of time though. So, I owe an apology. I have not done my updates on the spreadsheet I haven't done my spreadsheet updates.
I just professed and confessed I cannot access said spreadsheet.
How come?
Because Evan changed the
No, the work spreadsheet. No, our spreadsheet.
Yes, correct. Which I access via my shit show. My I can't say the name of the actual account, but it has something like the number 2 in it somewhere.
Twice. The 2's in there twice.
I got your shit show. Why don't I just? Oh yeah, I got that one. Your our Cloutier at Security Studio one works as well. It's on here. It shows
link. Put the link in the chat.
I gives you links. I gives you links. Copy link.
Links me.
I send you links. All right, it's there.
That's what I want to play with next time I'm in Mexico. I want to play with the links.
A lynx?
A jaguar, a tiger, a python, and a lemur. So I feel like a lynx. Oh, I can get into this. Okay, good. I got to bookmark this shit. All right, good. Now I can do my job. Yay for me.
And I'm sorry, Evan.
Yes, I am.
All right, you have
also I'm not, because that password still isn't valid. So you gotta update it.
That is true.
So I'm only half sorry.
Yeah, sorry. That works.
Chip's been doing that side of stuff, the shield up stuff. Yeah, you want to talk about something that's fucking necessary. That's an understatement.
Oh, shield up, kiss. Did you just say shield up?
I did. Don't tell me to kiss my ass. Don't seriously, people. It's no different than you saying, "Get your passwords fixed, change this, do this."
Fair enough.
Come on, it's just
okay. But the messaging, could you have missed the mark anymore?
No, you probably couldn't have.
Just saying.
I mean, at least they tried to mean well.
I mean, if you want to convey a sense of urgency, that ain't the way to do it.
I know. How about just get your shit together?
How about any company that doesn't do this in the next 48 hours faces sanctions themselves? Can we go there? Are we ready for that yet? Can we do this, please?
No, we can't do this because the sanctions that we've imposed on a country that's fucking killing people and bombing civilians, we slap on the wrist. Oh, yeah, that's very, very so. We're actually not going. We're going to punish your oligarchs and we're going to punish friends around you. We're going to be really mean to you. Fucking disconnect them. Somebody put a really good thing on Twitter, and it was like it was like 4 lines of code to go into a firewall, and it was basically null zero everything going to Russia. I'm like, yeah, there we fucking take them out of SWIFT, take them off the fucking network. Stop this shit. Take the fucking satellites off of them. Yeah, rather than going, well, you know, we'll fucking numpty in charge for, and I'm going to call him that despite the fact of some of the stuff I do. Numpty in charge, like, well, we will revisit the SWIFT issue in a month's time. I'm like, and how many fucking people are going to die between now and a month? How many people, how much blood are you willing to spill?
Just enough to route enough money through the system to profit significant. No, is that not what this is? Okay.
No, I just pisses me off. I'm sorry.
I agree.
And let's face it, it's not as if we didn't fucking know this wasn't going to happen. We all in our heads knew, but our hearts were like, oh, maybe it won't. Sorry, rant over.
Okay, so I will go get tinfoil to put it on my head to make this a more palatable statement. But all of this feels way too coordinated.
I don't know.
I'll go get my tinfoil now. But my gut,
Well,
my gut feel for logic, man. I can't. The logic doesn't make sense.
But I do know that if you want to win anything, you have to be decisive. And you have to be committed. And you have to be committed. And so
and
the fact
everybody else knows that too.
And the fact, yeah.
Go for Evan. Say what you were going to say.
No, it's that's how things are won. I mean, either you commit or you don't. I mean, if you're going to play the game, play it. And so you're not playing the game. You're half-assing it, pussyfooting. If you want to, especially with somebody like Puttin.
Yeah.
You got to go after the throat, man. Sorry. May not like it, but that's how you win.
That's the problem. Sorry, not sorry at this point. I mean, it's
yeah. I don't think he's crazy enough to push it. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. Like, there's such a fine line right now, right? So it's total proxy situation. We know that. I mean, that, you know, there's it's not that we're not helping. We're just helping at a distance, right? No boots on ground. That's what they said.
Well, yeah, the boots that were on the ground got withdrawn, so
they got pulled back to the edge of the border.
Correct. They were withdrawn. They were withdrawn
from that theater. Yes. What I
don't see Putin. If he gets a swift, decisive victory here, I don't see him. I would be surprised.
I mean, he knows the table stakes. I mean, he already said it himself. He's like, I know better. I know I can't take on NATO.
Why not?
Well, he says he can't take him on, and in the same breath reminds us that he, you know, possesses a fair amount of
weaponry,
armament.
And he put 195,000 troops down. Out of how many could he possibly draw upon?
2.5 million.
It's Russia, all of them.
Correct.
2.5 million.
Yeah,
that's the number, standing number.
And that's, I mean, so the US and NATO combined can definitely draw upon more troops, but do we have the stomach to do that really at the moment?
Well, but here's the deal. He wouldn't have never played the game. Putin wouldn't, if he thought we would.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew, I mean, this is a game of chess, right? He knew that what our reaction was going to be. He knew it was going to be this. So what's the deterrent? There is none. Now, if on the other hand, if he thought, well, there's a possibility they could fucking, you know, whack me a good one, you know, he probably wouldn't have done it. Because if we wanted to go toe to toe, it's like stepping into a ring, you know, to box. You know, if you're going to fucking fight.
Well, so John's got it. I mean, John's hitting the point as well, which is, if we're distracted in that theater, China then takes this opportunity on Taiwan. And at that point, I mean, and then probably the Middle East will flare up just for shits and giggles.
Well, yeah. And so if you'd stood firm and, you know, you had to play the game right from the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Where you're not going to say you're not going to play your cards. You're not going to say, this is what we're going to do. If Russia goes and attacks Ukraine, we'll sanction them. Well, you already played your fucking card.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have played the little tighter to the chest, like, okay, you're going to put 190,000 troops on the border. All right, we're going to put 300,000.
Right. And to me, I'm also going to point out a couple of things. There are a number of trips over to that neck of the woods in the last 6, 7, 8 years that have occurred, especially in the last 4 or 5 years. There have been a number of trips that have made over to that neck of the woods to work on the digital side of the world, to work on the critical infrastructure, to work on certain other facilities, which I now see are up in smoke. The challenge has also been, and Jesse said this really well, he's like, you split from the bear, but you're laying there right next to the bear, showing the bear that you're better. What the fuck stopped you from basically building your own standing army? Why didn't you put your own people up on that one? Why didn't you, when we were over there building and helping you get the architecture together for the security stuff, didn't take it more seriously? There were so many times being over there that we got the, yeah, we'll get around to it. And yeah, we'll do some of it. No, motherfucker, the bear is right next to you and he's breathing down your neck. You've got to take this seriously. That's my big thing. It's almost an Israeli kind of situation. Everybody going through school, you're going to do a couple of years running around with a rifle. I don't care who you are.
Well, and what's the thing with the Israelis? They're decisive. If they're going to act, they're going to fucking act. And you may not like it, but this isn't about you liking it. Mm-hmm. This is a matter of life and death. And, how do you deal with a bully?
Right.
You beat the fucking shit out of them. You don't try to talk them out of it.
Well, that was, your point. You put 109, you put 100 on the border, we put 200. You put 200, we call in some favors, we put 250, 300. And by the way, we don't have air superiority, but you know what? We got other things, and here's how we're going to deal with it. No, and what's the other thing? There was something, a couple of the forums I'm sitting on and doing some stuff on, they're now starting to ask for assistance from our kin. I'm like, day late, dollar short.
Right. Well, and we've been toe to toe with the Russians before, in Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you got to give Kennedy credit. He didn't back down. It was for real. We're going to go all the way, or we're not going to go at all. And it's this pussyfoot and half-assed bullshit where you can just get pushed around. Well,
this is, back to your analogy. Yes, we took our troops back and we put them into the friendly NATO countries. We've bolstered to some degree. What do we send over? 2,000 over in the last couple of weeks. That's public knowledge now. And then a bunch of others are heading there. But this, to me, I hate to say it, if we are going to play that show of strength, there should be fucking C5s lined up on every single bloody runway, stuffing them full of any fucking red-blooded person. And I'll tell you what, I'll grab a gun too. Anybody that wants to go over there and stand on the front line and say, motherfucker, you take one step over this, game over.
Because he's going to fill the skies with Global Hawks and
No, and so here's the challenge, though. You do that, and you don't have that show of force. Back to what Evans, I think Evans on the point. Back to that, because here's the thing: you play that false flag shit. There's people right in front of your nose going, "Fucking call me on it." At the moment, the false flag means I can get 100 miles inside before you do a damn thing. And that point, it's too late.
Well, but they're not a NATO nation. There are no treaties in place.
I get it.
Right? Well, there's no treaties with bullies either, man. You just got to go toe to toe. You got to put it to bed, and you got to put it to bed quick. Well, you got to punch them right in the throat.
Okay, but we have to then confront the minute it's us and them. That is a different dynamic than we currently have. No, I'm not opposed to it, but that's a different dynamic.
But that's what that's what superpowers do, right? Who else is going to do it? Are we going to just keep
I thought we did proxy wars. I was pretty sure we did proxy wars. I'm pretty sure our track record says we do proxy wars. No. Vietnam, Afghanistan. That seems to be our history.
But we lost those. It was the time when push came to shove when we were going to go all the way. I mean, Japan, ask Japan. And
WW2, absolutely. World War II.
People are upset by the fact that we, drop nuclear bombs. But I mean, are we fucking in this to win it or not? I mean, there's no
Yeah,
rules.
but that was before we achieved MAD.
Okay, but let's go back to the first time around on the sandbox. That was
The very first one. That was for show.
Yeah, but you know what? Dropped a whole bunch of people in there. I mean, didn't have to drop quite that many in there, but dropped a whole bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
So that was
For an army that was ready to give up before we got there. I'm just being real, man. I'm sorry if I'm spiny tonight, but I'm just being real.
There would. Yes.
Have you met a Russian? You've met a Russian before, right?
Met a Russian. I know quite a few.
Okay, right. Yeah. So they're a different kind of human.
They are.
But anytime you ever go toe to toe with a Russian, they respect the fact that you don't back down, and then they become a lifelong friend. Because I've gone because all my Russian friends, they all, figure out, how much can I push this guy? How much can I push this guy? And then when they realize that if you push me one more fucking time, I'm going to cut you.
I'll take your head off your ankles. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like being pushed around. Then they're like, buddy, come on.
It's true stories.
So, right. And that's what they would do here too.
Okay, so
if you were to go, butt heads, they usually do back down unless it's their homeland or something,
So if we know the Russian people as a whole are probably absolutely not in support of any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Is targeted removal of the problem out of the question? I mean,
it goes against our own policy, but yeah, probably.
Well, so does most of the things we do. I mean,
well, and this would be a really interesting strategy actually, because I think we're 7,000 more troops. I think went to Germany now.
Yeah,
but let's say that they're attacking Ukraine. I say we come right up through Belarus and say, all right, fuck you.
Nah. Well, I know a bunch of vets got letters today.
While you're busy fucking around in Ukraine, we're just going to go straight.
We'll just take Belarus. Yeah, we'll play swapsies.
Yeah.
Because then what are they going to do? Then they're going to be like, oh, fuck. Now we got another front that we got to fight. And it's not the Ukrainians now. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's probably a good job that we are not, we're not the ones in charge. Although I hate to say it, it might also be time to turn the lights out in a few places.
Well,
but I'm waiting.
But here's another thing you get with decisiveness. You get followers. People respect leaders that are decisive.
True.
You know what I mean? People that are pussyfootering and, have, kind of doing this, kind of doing that, which is kind of the impression I'm getting. It's hard for people to follow that because they don't know what the fuck they're following.
Yeah.
So we don't have a digital Geneva Convention.
Nope, we don't.
Yesterday, a military-grade cyber weapon was deployed into the wild.
Yep.
Is that the one after the watch guards?
It's the wipey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we learned our own lesson. Allegedly, have we acknowledged this yet? Stuntnex? I think we copped to that one.
No, we might have contributed a little bit towards that.
All right. So allegedly and supposedly, the Israelis and the Americans got together and cooked up some badass computer code to fuck with Siemens controllers. And then they released it to a very targeted narrowband location, and internet being what it is, that shit spilled out into the wild. So now the Russians have taken a far less targeted approach to deploying their fucking hot trash into the network. What do you think the likelihood is that because there's two events I'm looking at right now. The first one is an accidental spillage, right? Unintended consequences.
Is that like diarrhea?
It is accidental spillage. Absolutely. Unintended spillage.
I did that once.
And the other is a direct response, since that is that gray zone. And of course, it won't be the Russian government. It'll be some rebel dissidents or the APT group that they accidentally released from prison, or insert excuse here. But what do you think the likelihood is that the American infrastructure sees direct, significant interruption in the next 60 days?
That's
I don't know. We're kind of, I think we're kind of in a standoff there. I think it's kind of the mutually assured destruction. We're in their shit too. So
Oh, absolutely we are. No, that's the fun. That's the fun of Siemens. I mean, industrial control systems.
but here's another thing. If we went toe to toe on that front, we would also kick their ass, because we have the Israelis, us, and
Yeah, no doubt. You don't even gotta list anybody else after that. We have the Israelis. Hard stop.
but there's
Yeah.
but
Take the
there's
handcuffs off them boys. They dying to do some stuff.
but there's also some really good capabilities unsung in the UK. In Canada.
GHC, baby.
So if we wanted to go on down that front, yeah, fuck, let's just take all this shit down. I mean, if you're gonna play. I don't understand. I don't ever understand playing a fucking game that I don't intend to win. I don't get it.
So more tinfoil for my head. Back to my earlier point. Knowing all these things to be true, and knowing the economic impact of conflict, and knowing the current state of the global economy, I unfortunately find too many conveniences in this whole scenario.
No, I agree.
And maybe it makes me crazy, but logic, if I look at it purely from a logic perspective, purely from a fact-based perspective, this isn't how the game is played, and therefore the shit don't make no sense to me.
It's funny. I was just watching. I was doing some OSINT, and I was watching planes come out of Moscow, because I was wondering what's coming in out of that, that airport. And there were flights going to Amsterdam and flights going. I'm like, fuck. Why would you allow these fuckers? You know what I mean? To fly planes. It's just like, are we in this or not?
Yeah.
And therein lies the problem I have with this whole thing. It just feels too security theater.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you
and maybe I'm crazy again. I'm
no, because I think this is to Evans. The challenge is this is a bunch of politicians running this. Mm-hmm. So you've got people going, well, maybe we should do this, or maybe we shouldn't do this, or maybe, because here's the challenge: Europe relies on Russian power, gas and oil, a lot. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden we start lopping things off and start shutting stuff down and everything else, and the taps get turned. And then how do we, there's a lot of, so this is why there are probably still planes flying in all different directions. But
again, man, if you want to do this, you got to do it. You got to do it fucking quick.
Take the fucking head off and be done with it.
Yeah.
No, I won't disagree with
you.
And imagine if you had a leader who was like that, who thought that way. Like, this is the United States of America. You don't fuck with us. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but this is how we do things around here. And I would respect you to do the same thing as Russia, right? I have no plans on going and fucking Russia up. But if you fuck with me, I will lights out.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's fair to say that NATO has no plans of going and fucking Russia up? Because I struggle to call that a true statement.
I don't think they have any plans.
We used to exercise every single year.
Okay. But hold on. There's
some links.
There's plans that you have drawn up and actual plans. Are you actually ever going to fucking use them?
Hold on now. I get that.
Because it's not a plan. If you're not going to use it, it's just a fucking thing that you wrote up. The purpose of a plan is like, I plan on using this.
Generally, we exercise things that we want to have as an option for use.
Or it's for show. Fuck it.
Okay, I'll give you that. Posturing. Yeah, for sure. But it's not that they've been non-aggressive in their act. Here's my problem with this. We have to look at the whole picture. And the whole picture makes it get real murky real quick.
What's
They
the whole
don't
picture?
have completely invalid claims of what they're claiming. Yes, he's saying crazy shit, and oh, guess what? So are we.
So NATO, peacekeeping force.
Okay.
Or NATO is a defensive force.
No, it's a trade organization that has a military arm, which I've always found to be confusing.
All right. It's a defensive.
It's a trade organization.
Okay, but militarily, it's a defensive force.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Agreed.
So that's the logic behind NATO, or the logic behind you want to join NATO, you come in, you know, we take care of you, you give us people, we give you people, and off we go from there. So that to me that isn't a threat, but then it is a threat. If you look at how many countries have joined NATO in the last 20 years, it's pretty much though the entire former Eastern Bloc.
It feels very Dutch India trading company.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got that feel to it. I've never understood why a trade treaty required military components.
Because you can't separate the military from the economy.
Okay, I'll give you that. And I'm making
like
that very
this.
argument. I'm saying that all of this is about economic stuff and nothing to do with sovereignty and nothing to do with.
And I agree with that. And I agree with that too. But economics is relative, right? So it's who's got more shit.
Yep.
And so if I go and just fuck up Russia, and I still got more shit than you do, you know what I mean? So relatively, and while I'm at it, maybe China needs a little whack in the ass too, because maybe I can cancel the fucking debt, you know, that because China owns most of it, you know, at least most of it from a foreign country, you know, perspective.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, I said this to a friend of mine tonight. He's like, what about if China wants to collect the debt? I'm like, come knock on my door because it's my debt.
Yeah.
Come get it, motherfucker. Come get it.
Well, that's another thing too, right? We talk about like, was it Obama? You know, the red line, cross that red line, it's going to hurt. They cross the red line. You're like, I mean, this red line, that one, I moved it. I forgot to tell you. Sorry. And they cross that. Then they cross that one. You're like, oh fuck! Stop crossing the fucking red line.
Yeah, the buck stops here. I meant over there. Okay, possibly over there.
Yeah,
right.
somewhere you figure it out.
Yeah.
So being the fact that we've got just these indecisive sort of half in, half out, anybody who's trying to predict the outcome is, I mean, throw shit against the wall, see what sticks. I don't know. Nobody has any idea.
I hope I don't lose too much respect tonight, but this whole thing smells funny like bad cheese.
What is?
It just, I'm sorry. It's not passing my logic muster. And Evan is a lover of logic. Like, A, how many spreadsheets have you made so far? And B, you know, it doesn't fucking hold water, guys.
From which perspective?
Any of it. Take one step back.
Okay, hold on. Not any of it. From which perspective? From
the perspective that this is anything more than a maneuver to generate revenue on all sides of this front to stave off what is a well-known impending collapse of the current bubble. Everybody has agreed the world economy is in a very unstable state. And if there's not a mass infusion back to the economy somehow, some way, that, you know, we're already seeing it, inflation on the rise, interest rates on the rise, like all this stuff is happening. And we know because we dodged the 2008 bubble, not by collapsing the bubble, but by further inflating it. Well, so every economist will tell you the current math doesn't fucking hold up over time.
All right. So you just use logic.
That's the logic.
Okay.
And what makes economies strong? War. And this is a war-based
I thought it was
economy.
sex.
No, and we are a war-based economy, and we have been for a very long time. In my opinion, the U.S. has two primary exports: culture and machines of death.
No, we were warned about the military-industrial complex, wasn't it, Eisenhower?
Eisenhower, Kennedy, he caught a bullet because he was gonna, maybe destroy the CIA. Or maybe not. I don't know. They didn't release it this year. They were given the choice and they opted for UFOs instead.
Well, I mean, another thing with logic is you have to go with.
Am I wrong, Chris?
You have to go with like facts and shit. You know what I mean? So what if this is what if this is factual?
Oh no, this is happening.
No.
See, collusion. You're talking about based. I don't see collusion. That's where I think I have a problem with this.
Okay.
No,
and I can't prove it. I'm just telling you what my gut feels. And this is me working through. I'm sharing my inside thoughts with you guys as I'm trying to work through this and make sense of it, right? Like, and I can be completely off base. I might wake up tomorrow morning and be like, "What in the fuck were you thinking?"
I don't see collusion. I don't see that. What I do see is a leader of a country who's getting pissed off because all the countries they used to have are, in his opinion, being taken over by somebody else and being seen to be a lot more economically stable, economically free, doing amazing things, while inside their own country, they're kind of stripping it bare. I see that. Okay. So if I see that, then I want to do I want to grab. And I'm going to use potentially some unrest. Am I going to incite it? Absolutely. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to take it all back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's penis envy.
Yeah. And that's there we go. You just summed up what I said in 3 words.
Yeah.
It's penis envy.
Truly. I mean, you look at these other countries and
I know how shitty people are, so I know that absolutely can be a truth for this.
And think about Estonia. You look at Estonia. Estonia is like one of the model countries, like almost one of the top countries from a digital standpoint, amazing from all sorts of other things. I mean, you want to talk about who's next on his fucking hit list? And you look at some of those other countries, to me, that's what I see. I see the fact that, 30, 40 years ago, they lost the entire Eastern Bloc, give or take a small amount. And it prospered. It didn't fall into disrepair. It didn't do anything that they thought it would do. Poland's kicking fucking ass. And it didn't fall down. And they're pissed. And he's been around for 20, 25, 27 years. And so he's seen this.
So you think that then is this the last gasp of the communist regime? Is that what we're seeing? Is this a despot who is now lashing out in a final attempt to hang on to
so
failed ideology?
It's for Putin. It's all about for Putin. It's all.
I'm having so much fun with you two. You guys have no idea what my real opinion on this is yet. Sorry, go ahead, Ev.
You're not sorry. You keep fucking doing it.
Go on, Evan.
I love you.
Yeah.
Evan, go for it.
No, the thing about Putin, it's all about Putin. There's nothing else for him in this but him. He's got all the fucking money in the world. He's probably the richest person in the world, so he can't have more money. What he doesn't have is any kind of lasting legacy for doing anything. This is his thing. And in terms of Estonia, I think they invoked Article 4. They're a NATO country. So if he goes after them and we don't do something about it, then what the fuck? So that's all I had to say.
And I think that's, actually somebody put it in the 1 hour speech. I got the cliff notes of that. And they're right. They're right. He wants his unified USSR back in one way, shape, form, or another. And I think, unfortunately, the way a lot of Russia has been run, not all of it, there's some good stuff over there, some amazing stuff over there. I think, unfortunately, the way a lot of that country has been run is it's split so much that the average person is now suffering more than they ever used to. So what best way to redress that? Turn around and say, I want to reunify the Soviet Union. I would basically want to take back the lands that we took in, 44 and 30s and all the other times. And I want to bring the country back under one roof. I want to be the one that reunifies the country and shows the West that we can be good. And well, this is his way of doing it.
Right. Since 1949, the Article 4 has only been invoked 6 times. And 4 of them were by Turkey. So it's kind of a big deal when you invoke Article 4. That means that the country is worried about their territorial integrity.
Yeah. Did I want to say, because I was talking with somebody, I put a LinkedIn post out earlier, and somebody said, hey, this is like, the war, because I said this is one, the first time, blood is spilt on European lands or something like that. And somebody said, what about Yugoslavia? I'm like, that was a very, very different war. Because
no bullets fired in a NATO country, please.
Well, that's where it's going to get really. Yeah, Finland. No shit. That would be a really.
Oh, I love Finland's approach to all this. Finland's like, hey, fuck Russia. That's our stance. That's been our stance. It's gonna be our stance.
Yeah.
I love the Finnish.
It's it's tough. I think everybody with a border, especially everybody who was former bloc, is going to have to take a step back and go, what are we going to do? What are our options? And the problem is NATO's, they've just put pretty much everybody on orders.
Dude, vets got letters today. You know that,
yeah.
right? You know that discharged members of the U.S. Armed Forces received recall letters today by the tens of thousands.
I was just going to say how many, because I've not seen the official stuff, the official numbers or anything like that. Is it
the unofficial numbers that I've heard are into the tens of thousands?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
They mass sorry, have you served in the last decade? Hi. Get prepared. Like TikTok is awash with videos of people holding up their letters and being like, going back.
Yeah, well, I reserve the right to be able to do that. Believe me, there's behind the scenes, there's a lot of other stuff that people are like, hey, kiss your ass goodbye to your civilian life for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it depends. So this is where it gets really interesting. If Russia stops at the edge of Ukraine's borders with the other territories, if they basically stop and they put the foot down and go, we're done, that's it, that's all we wanted to do, that almost leaves us going, bad person, but we still need your money. We actually still want your oil and we want your gas. We kind of like your economy. That to me is almost a worse precedent. That sets China up to go, well, fuck it, we can take Taiwan for next to no consequences.
I'm just waiting.
And then now you play that silly game of what other countries can somebody go after with literally impunity?
I don't know. You're British. You tell me what y'all cooking.
Oh, we want the empire.
You're the empire acquisition team of the world. What are you guys up to?
We were. Let's face it. We had.
You're so cute.
We're keeping an eye on things behind the scenes. Queenie's got us covered.
No, she's got COVID.
I know. Poor Queenie.
Is she gonna die?
I love that the three of us are so fucking passionate, and we come at this from different angles, similar angles. There's agreement, there's disagreement. I like this. This is fun for me.
Yeah. No, it is good. Hey, you had
Just trying not to piss Evan off too much.
No, we don't need pissed off.
Denmark is deploying soldiers to Estonia.
So there was a chart floating around on the internet as to where NATO was starting to bolster up. Here's the problem: there aren't enough NATO soldiers to take all the territories. That's the other challenge. So now you got to start. Now you really are going to have to rely on your intelligence. Again, the upside of mass troop movements is we have enough birds in the sky in this day and age to know kind of where you're going to go.
But we got enough boats with the pew-pews.
That escalates it again.
did they come from our boats?
That escalate. Yeah, they can. There's some, unfortunately, trace elements can be proven.
So again, tinfoil, but
Yep.
Bay of Tonkin, anyone? What be the likelihood? Because I know the impact. So what be the likelihood of this particular risk? Because I just it's that damn track record getting in the way. I want to believe that they wouldn't, but history tells me that would be a very foolhardy assessment.
Here's the thing, again, false flag to some degree. I believe me, I know.
It's definitely not something that we have been known for, perfected, had excellence in. Nation swapping out leaders, disrupting entire populaces. Totally
but
not.
Hang on, we are not the only ones in that theater. You look at elections. Perfect example is elections. When we were clamoring that our election was being manipulated, there's some statistics out there on election manipulation. I think out of the last 100 or something they tracked, yes, we've done a pretty good job on about 60 of them. 40 of them, some other interesting players out there as well. So, yeah, I think something like the Bay, or let's face it, what happened 48 hours ago with the we've been fired on and they've been fired on and fuck it, we're going in. That is my concern. They get to that Ukrainian border and they stop on the line. And then all the false flag shit starts up again. Question is, who starts it?
Oh, but okay, so, playing this out for fun, okay, we jack up Lithuania, we decide that's the launch pad. And then it's like, oh yeah, somebody came across the border, game on. Like,
I don't see us being NATO or us being the US. I don't see us initiating a response, a physical response. Digital, different discussion.
Okay,
I don't see us initiating a physical response.
But what if we accidentally wind up in it? I gave you a link earlier.
You did. No, if we are shown, if somebody tries to show that we're doing it, yeah, that's the dangerous situation, that we're now playing an information war.
I mean, now the beacons are turned off because the airspace is closed, but earlier when the airspace was open to civilian traffic, those beacons had to be on. And now, of course, it's a barren wasteland that's not a barren wasteland.
Oh my God, yeah, there's more tech flying around that fucking place than we know what to do. Well, not we know what we're doing with it, but there's more tech flying around that fucking line. There has to be.
So is being there, I mean... No,
because that's no different than we are every single hour of every single day over all the lands. Same thing.
All right, I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Now, it's a satellite that's closer to the ground. That's all.
Exactly. And that's... Let's face it, we've had a few of those flying
with a cruise missile. Or two. Or 2,000 pounds worth. What's a cruise missile weighing at these days?
Not much these days, Nate. It's actually kind of nice. Depends what you want to put on the end of it and how far you want
to. And for those of you listening, know that I'm truly not this crazy. I'm working through this, right? I've had a rough couple weeks. This does not make it a less bumpy day. A couple rough phone calls. So I'm trying to work through this, and I tend to find humor as a good therapeutic tool, and I tend to like to poke at the bear out of a sick sense of.
I enjoy the conversation as long as it stays, I say grounded. As long as we keep it in the general field of.
You mean no Jewish space lasers? We can't bring up the Jewish space lasers?
Or the base on the moon, or the hollow earth.
Oh, come on. You know that the lizard people live in the center of the earth. We've interviewed them.
Oh my gosh, don't even. No, as long as we keep it somewhat grounded in at least some level of reality that we can tether to.
I'm just looking at the OSINT.
I say we, famous last words. Let's just say famous last words. We won't step over that line unless we get stepped over, and then So now back to that line conversation. Is the line Lithuania? Is it Estonia? Is it Georgia? Is
Germany? I'm going to go with Germany. I'm going to say we let them get as far as Germany before we do it. Given the current administration,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, if you join NATO in the last 10 years, it doesn't really count. We're not going to,
You only get half points.
You're still on probation. You're on double secret probation. You've only been in NATO 10 years.
We'll send the conscripts over, and we'll
send the blue hats.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
I'm a terrible person. Not really, but I kind of feel like it at the moment. Yes, Matt, the earth is flat. Absolutely.
And it can be hollow and flat, for crying out loud. I mean, good God's alive, people.
For sure. I mean,
because it's thick. I mean, it's thick, and you only need let's face it, on ice, you need about a foot and a half to stand on. And we've only drilled in the earth, down to.
Ooh, that reminds me. No, we're about to punch a hole into the core. Tap in for energy.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
No,
I send you. Yeah.
No, absolute bullshit. There is no fucking way we're drilling to the core for energy. I'm sorry. Shit ain't going to happen.
You can't.
Is this Elon again? Fucking Muppet.
Hold on. I just saw this.
No. There we go. Kola Peninsula. Yeah, the Murmansk one, the Kola well. It's 5 years. The well had reached 7 kilometers in.
Oh, not the core, but we are going to go in 12 miles.
The core's a lot further. The core's a lot further than
yes, that is correct. But we are going 12 miles in.
12 miles is actually a reason. So here's the thing. We've only gone down, 7 miles or whatever? And we've only gone down with like a small drill bit, literally a small drill bit. And apparently they stopped it because, that whole thing is actually kind of fun. So what
are the fucking Russians?
Yeah, well, apparently they heard things and then they closed it up. It's actually really interesting to go out there.
They heard things, so they closed. Yeah.
Back to the hollow earth theory. So we get back to it. So about 7.5 kilometers down.
Yeah, they heard a guy going, hey, that's my ceiling. Knock it off.
God damn, motherfuckers.
No, we're just trying to find a shorter path to China.
So we're drilling 12 kilometers down?
12 miles.
12 miles.
Yeah, get with the imperial system here, pal.
Why don't we?
Yeah, that was invented in your country.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, I know.
You guys don't even use it.
We're more
patriotic. No, well, we do. We've blended, for fuck's sakes. We went all kind of European. We went miles and kilograms. So the last year I was over there, or the last year or two I was over there, they moved everything. You used to be able to go and get a pound or something, or a couple of 4 ounces or a pound or whatever. Then they changed it to bloody kilos. And I'm like, oh, you're killing me, for crying out loud. Yeah. So yeah, to these guys, I love having these guys on the talk because they do all the research, which is really useful.
Oh, this is fascinating. So they're going to basically use the hole to dump water in it to create supercritical steam to drive turbines to create electricity.
Why don't we somebody should hopefully go up and knock on the door of Iceland. I mean, have you ever seen or done any digging around? Not digging, literally. We got to go around that general idea. Oh, squirrels. Speaking of water and power, I'm going to be in upstate New York. I'm going to be up in Buffalo in a couple of weeks' time. I'm spending a couple of days with some military folks, unless they get shipped out. And then the last day I'm spending up there, we are going to go mess around that power dam thing that powers and does the falls up there. So if all of a sudden in about 3 weeks' time the falls stop for some unexpected reason, it's because this muppet went, hey, what does this do?
Going to break Niagara Falls for it.
Yes. Yes. I'm so fucking stoked. No, I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see if I can shut Niagara Falls off, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Okay, what agency is going to get pissed off when you do that?
Oh, there's probably a couple, hopefully.
EPA?
Yeah, EPA. Who looks after the landy stuff? Actually, probably the red boys up north will do it as well.
Yeah, you're gonna have a Mountie after your.
I have the Mounties, yeah, and they can be mean. I've upset them once or twice. I stopped the spinny thing in their big city from turning around.
Oh no, I don't want to be vice president. Thank you. No. I appreciate your confidence. Mm-mm.
It was King Kong in
You
the
wouldn't
door.
want me for president. Things would get, or vice president. Things would get, practical and pragmatic in a hurry.
BLM. There we go. Thank you, Matt. Or Matthew. Matthew. I was
Okay, that acronym has many meanings. What's the context?
Bureau of Land Management.
Got it. Yes.
Yeah. So Bureau of Land Management, probably the energy boys. Probably the man.
DOE gets a little squirrely about that stuff.
Yeah, I know. It'd be fun though. It's kind of looking forward to it. So hopefully, we get a tour around and some other interesting stuff to do. They want some help with a few things.
So I know you'll never be able to share with us, but I'm going to make a prediction that you will need no sophisticated methods whatsoever in a simple Bluetooth attack from your fucking iPhone.
Let's just say we'll have a conversation over a cup of tea.
Over the Princess Bride? Yes, we will.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that blasted movie. I keep honestly looking at that movie.
Evan's gone quiet. Wait, that makes me nervous. What are you doing, Evan? Hi.
Stuff.
Do you have things you want to say that we're not letting you? Because
No.
we're jerks like that sometimes.
No.
No.
No. No,
Are
I'm
you
good.
making spreadsheets?
Oh, that's
Maybe.
true. Matt's right. Yeah, Army Corps of Engineers. I forgot about that. Those. Although
That's not theirs.
No, they've got the dams. They have a lot of the dams because we used to do. I used to do kayaking, and they would release the dam waters every now and again. That made life interesting. It's kind of fun.
Yes, Bluetooth and duct tape.
Duct tape,
Absolutely.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really intrigued because I'm
duct
actually
tape's just to leave the phone in place so that you can remote into it later.
don't hopscotch. I'm taking a ducky with me. I'm definitely going to take a blue cube with me and a few other things.
Turtle? Turtle.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm certainly going to leave a few things. Ooh, GIS. Yeah, that's true.
I wonder what would happen if you put fragments of metal into the water of the intake to the turbine, and then
No, I don't want to do. I don't actually want to damage anything. I just want to turn the water off to the Niagara Falls. That doesn't damage anything. Shouldn't damage anything. Probably
you want to shut down the spillway and think you're not going to damage anything.
No, I want to turn the water off on the falls itself. You can actually mess around with all sorts of stupid shit when they do that. They stop the walls, but I think you open the spillway to shut the falls off. I don't know how it works.
Okay, yeah.
I think you open the spillways to shut the water off. Yeah, so that's the plan, or that's in my head. What I really want to do. I just want to start now.
That's a hoot.
Yeah,
now, to make it viral, you have to do it while in a barrel, heading toward the edge of the falls. You got to be in a wooden barrel. Can't be like no modern plastic barrel. It's got to be old school wooden barrel with the metal bands around it.
Yeah, we have some of those for our tractor fuel.
And when you got to get one from the Buffalo Trace Distillery so that it's classy. Now you're in the wooden barrel. You do the thing. Right before you go over the edge, you turn the water off, and then you don't.
The problem is that makes it harder. There's timing involved, and there's all sorts of other things, and you're bouncing around and laptops.
I ridiculous tonight.
No, I get it. I'm not too fast. No, I think we'll see. We'll see what they do. Now it's going to be interesting. Now they've listened to me planning what I'm going to want to do. Whether they're going to let me anywhere near the fucking place in the first place, but we'll see.
Yeah, it happens.
I know it'll be interesting.
No. So, Chip, I didn't finish. Small metal, micro fragments, but a large volume of them. And then what you do is you take a very large electromagnet and you turn it on. And while all that metal's inside that turbine, you up to the side.
I don't know if that would
be
work.
A shit ton of metal, just so you know. It's like
yeah, we're talking
attack.
Yeah, it's
so not
45 gallon drum. And you got 3 people carrying the bloody magnet.
Yeah, you have like multiple semi trucks daisy chained together. So it's so not practical.
Because I got to go into Hoover Dam once, and then I got banned from Hoover Dam, so I'm not actually allowed to go back there again. I got to go, and so I know. Yeah, we'll just
yeah.
They're powerful and they are fun and they are easily accessible, but yeah, you need, to your point, you need a lot of bloody water. Sylvie. All right, Evan, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Have we just
Stuff,
taken?
man.
Are you just securing Lithuania for us?
Probably.
I can't tell you what I'm doing.
Why not?
Because it
We're
involves
live.
Because it involves 3 VPNs, 2 Raspberry Pis, 1 jump box, 4 VMs,
And a dog.
hotkeys,
And a dog.
and a dog.
And popcorn. No, do you realize like the world's 15 take the world's 15 largest war economies, meaning people, how much money people spend on armies. The United States, $738 billion. Russia is 60.
Correct. And that's, what did you say it was? 738
38.
acknowledged dollars.
How much is China, Evan? Do they have that number?
193.
Oh no shit. So are we the biggies?
No, Raytheon just taxes your ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we big because we're spending in the right places, or are we big because Raytheon and
We spend more than the next 10 countries combined.
but again, to Ryan's point, are we okay? So let's ask this question.
We do
'cause
spend more, but I
hang
also think
hang on. I don't know the answer to this. Let's take Russia's 60. Okay. Does Russia give 60 to the military and it gets spent properly? Does China give 100 million to a billion to the military and get spent properly? How much do we give to the third parties of the suppliers of the suppliers? How much actually reaches the military and is spent properly?
73.97%.
You have that number in front of you?
No,
Or are you
I
just
made it
taking
up.
them? I
Just made it up.
I'd be interested to know of for every dollar that goes towards that 700 million, how much actually?
I gave you the link.
What? You could just figure out, I mean, how would you want to measure that? Would you want to measure that per capita, meaning how many dollars are spent per active military unit?
No, okay, here's a perfect example. Let's say all tanks are equal. Russians have actually, their new tank is a pretty formidable beastie. Okay, it would go up against ours and it would go up against the English one pretty relatively evenly. Okay, so if you look at that tank,
But do you think so?
Yeah,
think so?
actually, unfortunately, yeah, that new one.
No, because they've never faced each other in battle.
All right, let me rephrase this. They haven't, but the statistics show that they will be relatively even matched. We're talking just the tank.
Assuming they fucking built it, right? Which Russians don't usually build shit, right?
Hang on, just hear me out for a second. So, do you take that tank? What is the cost of that tank to the taxpayers, to the people, or what is that cost? Is the cost of that tank, say, $1 million in Russia, but the cost of the tank in the US is 10 million because 9 million goes to pay off all the fucking all the damn the shows and the trades and the third parties and all the fucking all the hangers on and leeches that are on the system, basically feeding off of it. That's what I'd want to know.
But I'm guessing if you were to do as a factor of like percentage,
yeah,
of the cost of the thing, I'm guessing it's about the same because they have the same kind of bullshit going on over in Russia. You have their favorite people who get the kickbacks and all the, whatever else.
Well, and that's what I was trying. That's what I mean. I know we know some of it because of hearsay and everything else. You're right. A bottle of vodka goes a long way as far as making sure who gets what.
Yeah.
Or a case. But in the US, it's a fucking truckload of vodka and a caviar dinner to follow, and probably a blowjob, to be perfectly honest.
You're doing business right.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't know. I mean, yes, we know we have some evidence of that. China is another one. How much of that dollar goes towards the tank versus goes towards buying somebody else. That's what I'm intrigued about.
So a Russian T-14 is
no, it's not the T-14. It's the new one.
Is this well? The T-14 against the A1, A2. 3.7 million for the T-14, and M1 Abrams is going to run you approximately 6.21.
Oh, it is the Armata. Sorry, it is the Armata. Yeah. Okay. So how 3 versus 6? So it's roughly double the price.
So an M1A2.
Yeah, which is the nice beastie.
Yep, is 6.21 mil per unit, and a T14 is 3.7 mil per unit. So double the cost. And I know tech's expensive, but it ain't that expensive.
Well, that's
but there's more that goes into it than that. You know what I mean? There's the cost of manufacture is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we don't use communist labor, so yeah, people got to get paid in something other than lamps and loaves of bread.
Right. So you can't compare even dollars, apples to apples.
No.
Well, I can get a model one for $200
Of an Armada T14. You might need to get one because they're probably going to be landing here soon. Let's face it.
No. So there's one thing I'm absolutely certain of, and there's not a country on this planet fucking crazy enough to try to do a land war in the U.S. Have you met Alabama and Mississippi? We don't got to do shit. We just got to let them boys go loose. Be like, hey, get some.
No, you have missed it fucking completely. You go through California.
I don't want to talk about California.
Ha! Gotcha.
I'm not interested in that piece of our nation that
I gotcha. You go through California, you hit Oregon.
No. Yeah, actually, yes. Let them start there. And by the time they get anywhere past that, they'll be so fucking stoned they won't want to go forward. Just throw mushrooms and edibles at them. Just fucking, here's some psilocybin, here's some THC. You feel good now. You don't want to fight nobody. You're real sorry for what you
I'm
did.
telling you, if I was going to invade this country, I'm coming in through Cali. Fuck you all.
Nope, because you still got LA to fuck with, and you ain't getting through Compton.
Oh, you give them tax breaks, I bet you do.
Culture, baby. Culture. Oh no, you are woefully underestimating the independence of that particular culture. Are you really a white man about to show up on a boat and tell me what to do? This is what you're trying to sell me on.
No, they'd send over some of the more interesting folks from down south. If you planned it properly, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know. Americans,
if you avoid
that,
Washington State, we'll just go that way.
Yeah,
sorry.
But even I believe in my heart that even the most liberal American, when faced with the choice of America or no America, is going to go, all right, pass me a gun. And I know y'all got some extras, so what's up?
I think you are right, but it would be interesting. I'm not saying I want to see it.
I think push come to shove.
Yeah.
I think if it really was about my block, my street, I mean, I know my neighbors and I live in a very blue state, and I can assure you this is the wrong block.
Yeah.
It's not going to end well. Like my hippy dippy neighbor that cuts his grass by hand to save the environment will be the first one to be like, I whipped up some napalm in the garage. All ready to fuck some shit up or what?
Right. No, I think you're right. I actually think you're right. But yeah, I think they take California. I think we'd lose. I think and
they can have it.
Yeah.
Frankly, they can have it.
No, it's an interesting one.
They've all left anyways, Chris. They now live in Texas.
No, they're in fucking Colorado. They're in my fucking neck of the woods. Yeah. We got the Texans, and now we're sending more back to Texans. But yeah, we got all the bloody Californians, for God's sake. Bunch of bloody immigrants. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they'll die of dehydration. We ain't gonna worry.
I'm fine with the other folks coming up from down south. It's the damn Californians that are actually causing more problems. There's an inflammatory statement, isn't it?
I mean, it's not that I hate Californians, but you broke your state. Now you're trying to fuck up everybody else's. Stay in your lane, please. Stay in your lane.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Evan.
No, I said, yeah.
He is deep into something. I don't know what, but
it's going to start making the lights blink in Moscow in a minute. I swear.
Please don't.
No, do.
It's winter here in Minnesota. I'd like my heat to stay running. Yes, I have contingency plans, but I don't want to invoke them.
It's cold in this neck of the woods. I got to be honest. It's a little chilly.
No. I'm not in Minnesota right now.
I am.
Yeah.
And Vicky said, and then there's Florida. You know, Vicky's got a good point. We could sacrifice Florida as well.
Oh no, they going for the win.
Oh, they
Florida's
are.
What's going to save us? Yeah, Floribama to the rescue. Thank you very much. Floribama to the rescue.
Damn straight.
That's where the war gets won. I guarantee you. Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Yeah. They definitely.
Bam, 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 bam.
You know what? I tell you what. I wouldn't want to be the one crossing Kansas or Nebraska or the Dakotas either. I mean,
I think you'd actually fare better there than you would in Tennessee, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama.
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's some
density.
No issues, but I can see you coming, and that's fun as well. I mean, you got flatlands, and I can see your ass coming. And they're saying there is simple. What is it? It's shoot, shovel, and silence.
Right. So we just feed a bunch of Floridians bath salts, give them M4s, and cut them loose.
That way.
Oh my gosh. There we go. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh,
don't fuck with America.
I'm genuinely telling you guys, I sleep soundly at night knowing that it is such an unwise decision to try to come and like show up on the shore. It's not going to go good. It's just,
well, I mean, so let's think about that. Hang on a second. So if I would definitely be Californian, possibly
maybe Northern California. I wouldn't fuck with
Southern. Yes, I wouldn't do LA. I would do San Fran, Sacramento.
Well, that's different. They're gonna be like, hey, did you guys come to party?
Possibly some of Oregon. Not that I want to disparage Oregon, but I got a horrible feeling Oregon would go down pretty quickly.
So here's an interesting fact. Do you know why Oregon never adopted slavery or even had a position on it, pro or con?
No.
Oregon had always intended constitutionally to be a state of white supremacy, and they wouldn't sully themselves with talk of black folk, and therefore never weighed in on the topic of slavery, not because they were pro or against, but because they were so anti-black that they didn't even want to touch it. It was intended to be a white utopia, and they can stand tall on their stank of righteousness and progressiveness, but they ought to check their constitution before doing so.
Oh no shit! Well then, fuck it. They can have Oregon. They will fuck it. Well, that's it. Oregon comes free.
And by the way, the Oregon you're thinking of is pronounced as Portland. The rest of it's a bunch of gun-toting, freedom-loving, go.
Oh, that is so. It's like the Republic of Boulder. Yeah. It's kind of like they can have the Republic of Boulder, and we'll just keep the rest of Colorado.
Yeah. Portland is the shining star of hey, everything's great. But the minute you get east of it, that's a different state.
Well, because now you're kind of getting into like Idaho, Montana, Wyoming.
Another place you're going to find a lot of angry people with guns.
Yeah, you don't want to be fucking with those people either. I got to be honest. That would definitely be one that I want to mess with. I'm just working out, if you were to go from east to west, is there actually hopscotch that you could play where you could actually make a decent force across? And I don't know.
You do know there are more guns than people in this
country. Yeah. Oh, I'm well aware of that. But they're all relatively concentrated.
Until the neighbor needs one. I'll give you a true story. So lived through the whole George Floyd thing, right? One of my most anti-gun friends called me, bro, you got a 12 gauge I can borrow? Shit's getting real. I said, wait a second, you anti-gun. He said, not tonight.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I broke my foot again.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So I agree to a point. It's funny, though, how quickly these ideals fade away when it's about life, death, hunger, survival, protection of family. I had a very good friend of mine, Steve Smith, and he always said the pleasantries of humanity is a thin veneer.
Mm-hmm.
And when shit gets real, that's when people get ugly.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. There's actually, and Matt's actually said it. He's like, there's basically no path, and that's what I was just trying to figure out. Knowing what I've, yeah, no, I mean, it definitely changes the game. That's why I feel for Ukraine, because this is that, now you're on my territory. You're coming at my home, and I don't fucking care if I got a pitchfork or a 12 gauge or a little bit. You think that?
The
I think
difference, the difference is culturally. We are a culture rooted in Hya. We are very much, when you boil it down to what America's about, it's loud, it's brash, it's heavily armed, and you ain't about to tell me nothing.
No, you're right. It's hard to. I can't disagree. Here's what I am intrigued about, and this will. I'm really looking forward to seeing where the next few weeks take us as to whether we go back through another ammunition shortage and weapons shortage because of this, and everybody's going to start arming themselves up again, even more so.
If you have not purchased stock in Charmin, today I encourage you to do so.
Oh gods, I hope
Kimberly
not.
Clark.
I
For those
hope
of you in the know.
no.
Kimberly Clark.
I
Kimberly
hope
Clark.
not.
If you had
Please,
Kimberly Clark stock at the beginning of the
love of
pandemic, you doing real
all
good.
Things telling me that we don't go through that shenanigans again.
I'm telling you, I've in the last 24 hours gotten shipping delay updates from every single thing I'm waiting to be shipped.
Yeah, but you're waiting to ship things like tactical nuclear weapons.
No, hell no. Hey, that was him, not me. I didn't quit. Please don't follow me at the damn
Plutonium and uranium is typically back ordered, especially at the moment because they're contemplating stock.
No. What are you trying to get me hooked up to a machine, man? What are you?
Oh, come on, it's fun.
It's all fun and games until the man in the suits show up and say, you don't have a choice but to come with us.
I know, but normally at this point in time, though, I think they're going to be saying that to say, can we get some help? We want extra hands on keyboards.
I do suspect.
Yeah, that's
and I wouldn't be too shocked to get the call.
Yeah, that's where a lot of us are at the moment because it's going to be a lot of hard work for high house.
Well, only because we play by the rules.
For now, exactly to your point. And then the question becomes is how much blood has to be on our hands before we don't play by the rules? That's where I'm frustrated with
Well, so I'll go back to this, our blood, their blood, sovereignty, not NATO, not technically our problem, but yet our problem.
I know.
What I can assure you is one boot, one shot, one puff of smoke across a NATO border, and it's Article 5 all day, and it's game on. Not saying that they're currently staging for such an event because that would be a bridge too far. But when you start sending letters to people that haven't been in the service in 4 to 8 years,
yeah,
it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out.
Well, I mean, so our standing army is what, 1 point something, I think, give or take a few. But
that are within a 96-hour deployment.
Yeah. And then our ability to drop another 2+ million.
So we have this thing called the draft. I know you're foreign. Not sure if you know how this works.
Yeah, we used to have one as well years ago.
They can pull that lever anytime they want. And they're free to modify those age boundaries as they see fit.
UK's got the same. I mean, UK and a lot of Europe has got the same kind of capabilities to go, hey. And even it's one of those things that actually annoyed me from the Ukraine stuff, and I got to be honest, I was frustrated with it, which is when the president came on yesterday and said, hey, anybody who wants a gun, we'll give you one. I'm like, you asshole, you've been sleeping next to the bear and poking the bear for 8-10 years, and 8-10 years ago you should have said, hey, it is every citizen's right to come and get
back to my tinfoil, man.
Use it.
Back to my tinfoil.
I know.
There's too much that doesn't quite, just doesn't. It may, and I'm probably we know I'm crazy, but it just doesn't sit right, man. It just doesn't. There's too much that's not quite clicking the way you would expect it to.
Okay, so here's my
hoodie
counter.
you have on. What is that?
What, me?
Yeah, your hoodie. What's
this one? Oh, it's Wikipedia. I support the Wikipedia one.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you end up donating a chunk on a regular basis, you go buy another hoodie and they let you buy a hoodie. So it's actually kind of cool.
Sorry, I squirreled.
No, yeah, totally. No, I get it that it doesn't click. And I think I'd argue that part of the reason that it doesn't is we are seeing an entirely different way of waging warfare. I think we're also seeing a very, very different focus. We're not waging it for this. I think we're seeing a different focus. Why no drones? There are lots of drones. There are lots of drones. We will just leave it at that. What if Putin nuked Ukraine? Well, same thing.
No, that insanity. Nope, that's insanity. That to do so would be a coffin nail. Automated response systems, anything, any silo in Russia opens right now, and it's no. Trust me.
Oh, I does. Yeah, every single one of their little mobile, every single one of their mobile ones has got a target on it bigger than we can't fucking know.
Do you think we're at 3 yet? 2, maybe?
I haven't seen us move the needle.
Well, let's see.
Yeah,
what was our hovering? We were hovering, I think, at weren't we hovering at 2?
I think so, yeah. No, the nuclear option isn't it? So here's the thing. We, as in the collective warring countries, have enough non-nuclear armaments that I hate to say it, Ukraine doesn't have anything worthy of a nuclear weapon.
No, but you know what they do have that no one's talking about? The largest concentration of nuclear reactors.
Oh, yeah.
On the face of the Earth.
Yep. Including the one that went bang, which apparently there have been bullets whizzing around the place and a couple of rockets, which isn't the smartest thing to do.
Oh, no. Well, hey, they already fucking hit a containment, and they hit one of the containment centers in Chernobyl. So
that's what I heard. Yeah, somebody said that. Yeah, somebody was talking about that one.
Yeah, they blew up one of the fucking containment facilities.
Well, I saw a report, and I haven't seen an internal report. I've only seen an external report so far about them holding people hostage in there, but I haven't seen anything on that one officially. So I don't know. I'd want to see something.
Well, and it's information war as well, right?
Oh, and that's where, that's part of the work we're on is basically get the report in, how accurate is the report, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly about it. Yeah, no, it's interesting. No, I mean, there's enough non-nuclear options out there to flatten the entire place. Let's be honest.
I'm waiting for somebody to use the neutron bomb. We've been sitting on that thing forever.
Shields up.
Hey,
shields up.
Shields up.
Shields up. Do it. Patch your shit. If you didn't do it last week, at least do it today.
Yeah, no shit. Tell me about it. Ugh, really? Why do I have slobbers? I don't want slobbers. Pardon me. Cosimo. She needs a hug. Cosimo.
Oh, shields up. Shields up. Shields up.
Oh, speaking of stuff like that. Oh, God. I owe you one. I'm sorry. Do I owe you one? No. Do I?
You don't owe me one. No, I'm inquiring.
Hang on. When am I heading out that way again? I got to go out there.
What are we doing?
I'm probably going to be out there.
Ryan is lobbying for
something,
for a thing.
I will probably be back out in that location either May or June because I have to go do my normal plug in and answer questions and answers thing.
I will wait a lifetime. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I'll get out of the rubbish, you goofball. Yeah, I will rewind Engage Brain. Yeah, I'll probably be back out in that neck of the woods fairly soonish.
Is this a secret conversation?
No. Nope.
Just not a public one.
Yeah.
Here, I will loop you into it. There you go. Now you're
Fun hoodies. Yeah, I think Mayo. I gotta go back. I'd have to go back and look and see when I gotta go plug in again. I think it's May or June time frame. I gotta figure that one out.
As long as they don't ask you any specific questions about Evan or myself, I think we'll be all right.
Oh no!
What are you doing hanging out with those two?
I am hoping I got to get a hold of TSA again tomorrow. TSA needed some help on some stuff. And I'm going to help them hopefully in response for us to get our fucking global stuff sorted. So we'll see if that works. Where are we? What time is it? Holy shit.
7:30.
How the hell did it have to be so late?
It's not that late.
Oh, yeah. So Chip's like, didn't they just get Chernobyl covered with the shield? Yeah, literally just. And I mean, it wasn't. It's been within the last, 4-6 months or something. They just put that new shield over there.
Yeah.
And it ain't, and it's not fucking bulletproof or bombproof, you muppets. It's there for a reason. Yeah, I know. Bloody idiots.
No. It's Russian. It's fine.
Oh.
These people scare me, man. They're like the only group of humans on the planet that I am genuinely like, they're too salty. They're like, broken glass, good for digestion, washed down with vodka. Like they've had so much hardship for so long that they're just like, this is how it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, and that's I think is the part that also sucks. I was reading a whole stream earlier on today where somebody was getting all uppity about the land and the ownership and that they came late to the war and all that shenanigans. I'm like, y'all do realize what they were doing and how long they were holding that Eastern Front, and the fact that the Allies actually delayed starting the Western and that Northwestern Front and for longer, which meant that more Russians died than really needed to have died at that point in time. I mean, that was my frustration, and that their memories are long.
I just like to point out that we made friends with Stalin, who killed more people than Hitler. And with that, I'm going to go grab a beverage. I'll be right back.
I'd want to argue that it was done for a good reason, but I'm not entirely certain if anything. Who knows? I am not a World War II historian, so I don't even want to become that. I'm not an entomologist. I'm not a World War II historian. I am not a specialist on like everybody seems to be at the moment. It is interesting. It really is interesting to see how people have gone from being PhD students in entomology to now absolutely knowing everything about East-West relationships. Evan, how are you doing? Did you make the lights
Good.
in Moscow yet?
Yeah. I mean, no.
Are they sending rude messages? I'm a little concerned. The International Space Station is, what do we do now? Do we put up like a little baby gate between our bit and their bit? And
Well, yeah. Duh. Oh, and by the way, Chris, thank you very much, but I have Twitter, and therefore I am the foremost leading expert on all things of all things. I have a Twitter account, therefore I am the leading world expert on all international politics,
you got
medicine, vaccines, race relations, economics.
Oh my gosh. You got Twitter and Wiki and we know how to use it.
Mm-hmm. But do you have Black Vault and do you know how to use that?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you don't know how to use Black Vault, you're missing out.
You
know what I speak of, yes?
Oh, I know what you speak of.
Okay. I was reading last night. I got bored.
Oh God.
Which doesn't happen
You've been going down rabbit holes, haven't you?
No, I wanted to read the FBI file on Tesla. and I love the whole, here's how many trunks that were supposed to be there, and here's how many that we think we found. And that's a significant discrepancy. Like a big discrepancy between number of trunks to be acquired and number of trunks acknowledged as acquired.
We'll have that conversation offline.
It's in the paperwork. I seen it with myself. It's official.
It is?
Yes, it's there.
I haven't messed around with that one. I guess I've messed around. I
Do you
wandered
think
around
this is the year? Is this the year we finally cop to some stuff? Do you think that they're going to disclose it? I'm waiting. I know there's physics that exist. They refuse to acknowledge it, and I want so desperately for them to not acknowledge those physics.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll wait until we're on the eve of war, and they'll be
And
like,
then we'll disclose it when nobody's paying attention.
kind of like we did with objects that we can't identify.
Oh,
Hey, we got this pandemic and all hell's breaking loose.
Oh,
By the way,
have you seen what else they've acknowledged beyond that? Oh, they've
No.
got a mass disclosure
oh,
program.
they have.
Oh, they
bless.
have. Oh, yes. All kinds of fun stuff coming to light.
Oh, dear.
But not the Kennedy files, because fuck you. You don't get to know.
It never looks good if you kill one of your own, let's be honest.
So, geek moment. In the next 3 weeks, will be building a perpetual energy machine. And I will be proving or disproving a patent that I came across that is held by an oil company.
Oh, I know exactly which pattern you're on about. If you need any help with that, let Jesse.
It looks pretty straightforward, bro. Handful of neodymium magnets, an alternator, and electric motor.
So yes, but no. Do it, and then I'll have a call. Then do it. Do your thing, and
then
then
you'll
we'll have
send
a call.
Jesse to fix it.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, I like where your head's at.
So there's some other stuff we're working on down at the farm to do with water and energy, and yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff we're playing silly buggers.
Well, so what I figured I'd do is build a bank of 4, which would give me around 40,000 total watts with about 35,000 usable watts. At 35,000 usable watts, I then use that to hook up to my hydrogen generator, which is super fancy, super fancy. It's a stack of washers, alternating wire connections, dunked into a vat of salt water.
Keep an eye. There's some interesting stuff you can do with that. There's some anti-corrosion stuff you'll need to figure out as well. Not too much, but a little bit.
Sure, but I'm also not too terribly worried if my 17 cents worth of washers gets corroded.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What I am interested in is, what's it like to weld with water?
No, go to Jesse. Yeah.
And then I've been squirreling down the quantum rabbit hole.
Oh, no, that is one hell of a rabbit hole.
Oh my God, it is and it isn't, except when it is, but it's always been, but it never was. For fuck's sake, make up your mind. Is it on? Is it off? Is it here? Is it there? Is it everywhere? Is it nowhere? I don't know, Ryan. Have you observed it yet? Because when you observe it, reality solidifies.
All of the above.
Behind you doesn't exist until you turn around. What? The fuck are you talking about? Oh, and it only finds the right answer by eliminating all the wrong ones, but we don't know what the right one is until we go, which one is it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And one of my friends that's not a geek was like, what the fuck are you reading? And I'm like, just some quantum theory, light reading for the afternoon. And he goes, okay. He's like, how does it work? And I said, well, I don't understand it well enough because I can't explain to a 6-year-old. But so far what I've grasped is it's everything and nothing simultaneously. And it's only when you decide to make the decision that the reality comes into reality.
That's not a bad way of looking at it.
Here's the question I'm trying to answer. Are my sysadmins now needing to have degrees in quantum physics in order to maintain the computer? This is my like. I feel like traditional sysadmins. Sorry guys, you don't have the requisite skill set for the next generation of computing.
Well, that's where your data scientists. It's the data scientists, and quite honestly, data scientists being one, and then the programmers. So you look at how. So this is where it gets really interesting. How you are phrasing, asking, looking, and basically moving that question through the system, and how you interact with it obviously determines all sorts of interesting things. So you actually need to have your programming teams need to understand it effectively.
Well, so the programming actually isn't hard.
No,
because we can program it today.
Yes.
Right. Because the programming is you're able to simulate the qubit programmatically. Right. So I can simulate the qubit. I can simulate the decision structure. But I can't fully simulate the actual instance of the qubit itself in its quantum form.
In its quantum form, exactly.
So here's a fun one for you. Again, rabbit holes and tinfoil. If it is true that the human brain is operating at a quantum level, as a lot of studies are now starting to suggest, and if it is true that quantum computing also operates on the quantum level, will I be able to detect the ill intent of the phishing email, because the intent will be present in the quantum signature?
Quantum signature.
Because when the creepy man across the street gives me the heebie-jeebies at a distance,
Right.
current theory tells me that we're actually establishing a quantum connection between our brains, and I am detecting the ill intent of said individual, which I am then interpreting as the heebie-jeebies. And so if that theory proves to be true, then will the phishing email then have the ill intent vibe within its quantum signature?
Ha. Matt just hit the nail on the head of some of the silly stuff we're messing around with.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, just now you're getting into this?
No.
I was going to say Majestic 12 perfected the program. I have the handbook.
Yeah, they might have perfected it, but it wasn't very well executed.
Okay, I'll give you that, but it is very much a thing.
So you move forward to the stuff I've been messing around with the brains, and then you take that even further.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the stuff we're messing with.
Yeah, we should have a chat.
Yeah.
I'm actually uncomfortably versed in this particular topic. It's fascinating, right? And so tying that back to quantum, in theory, what you're actually doing is riding an entanglement to the point of origin of its to its sister component, if you will, right? So if the idea is consciousness is a interconnection of all things at all time, then the entanglement of all people can be tapped into.
Yeah,
right?
there's some yes.
I mean, that's the high level theory. That's not necessarily practical application. That's the high level theory.
Yeah.
What I just saw was a really cool study they did. So they took 10 human beings. They took more than that, but per group of study. They did it in groups of 10. And they monitored their alpha brain waves on an individual basis, and everyone produced a unique signature. Each human had a unique alpha wave signature to their brain. They had them solve a problem. They solved it. They mapped all that alpha wave activity. They then put them together in a group, and the strongest leader in the group set the frequency for everyone else's alpha waves, and they came into alignment while solving a group problem.
Interesting.
And the study I read was trying to understand mob mentality.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's some logic. Well, yeah, there's some interesting logic in there, definitely.
And they were looking at it from the perspective of tribal cooperation and what role any kind of quantum inter-brain communication might be happening that supports that cohesive feeling of we're all in it together. Pretty fascinating shit.
Blue folks.
It's called the Force. No, legit, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. All right, Evan, what are you doing?
Evan, come back
I'm
to
not
us.
interested.
In what? Quantums?
No, fuck it. I can't figure out the binary. What the fuck am I gonna do with quantums?
Nothing, because you'll be in Mexico.
Yeah. There you go. No, I'm reading more about the your T14 Armada. I don't think it's all it's cut up to be.
Are you upset because it's faster?
Big fucking deal.
Whatever, I hit that shit with a javelin and it's a fucking pile of burning rubble.
No. We're going tank versus.
Why would I go tank versus tank when I got a javelin?
Well, I know that, but
I mean, come on now.
No, this is tank versus tank.
That's not how wars are fought.
Evan, are you upset because I maybe said that our little friends across the pond have got a pretty nifty tank?
No, I probably not being ridiculous.
I've got the code. I had about half the code for the tank. If you ever want to mess with it.
No, I'm just doing research. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not mad about nothing.
Actually, so honestly, when we talk to tanks, you've got to look at the Challenger. The Challenger 2, which is our civilized tank, that actually slaps both of you upside the head and goes away for a cup of tea while you're recovering. So I'm just going to lay that out there.
Well, in the M1 Abrams, A3 is pretty badass.
Oh, so I didn't know about I haven't messed with the A3 stuff. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking capable.
When did that beastie come out? Or is that a new one?
You said there's an A3?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. In service, 80. Oh, that is the existing one. No, that's the M1A2.
Yeah, that's it.
When you start fucking around with the threes?
There's an A3.
Oh, I haven't messed with that one.
M1A3. What year was this released?
2020.
Oh, this is the new one. What did they add to it?
It's the technology.
Does it still have an Allison transmission? I mean, that's what I really want to know.
I don't know.
That's not bad. 275 mile range on that thing. 45
Well,
on that. We're still faster.
So 320.
Challenge is still faster, little buddies.
Well, and most of the shit that comes out of one, it's not, it's lethality. It's not
Oh, Crew of 2.
Crew 2. Well, and they say the Russians, which I don't believe shit that comes from them anyway. They're so full of shit. They've never actually used it in battle until now. So, and I don't know, I've seen some pictures of that shit being blown up already.
Javelin.
Yeah, javelins are really we might have sent a few of those over there.
We sent 90 tons of them over there. No, that's public.
Okay.
That's public.
Oh,
90 tons of armament delivered is a public, and so is the price tag.
That was the last time around. That was just the latest stuff, I think, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I ain't talking about what we sent in the last couple of hours. I'm talking about what the
yeah. So what's interesting, hang on. If we want to talk tanks, the Germans are still holding the top spot. So their Leopard 2A7 tank is still holding the top bank. And South Korea is actually the Black Panther. And then,
That's right.
then your little M1A2 and then the Challenger. I'd honestly put the Challenger above the M1A2 because, we're more civilized than you are. But that's just what it is. Now that Armada comes in after it. So,
and it depends on who you're looking at, man.
Oh,
Everybody's
I
got,
know.
because I'm looking at another one that's saying the Abrams M1A2, then the Armada, then the Bishma.
Well, it's probably an American website. Let's be honest.
No, it's it's Hindustan.
Hindustan, that's not a country.
It doesn't have to be a country, it's a website.
Okay. See, that's interesting. So there's another one. The world deadliest tank is they're saying the main battle tank there. Yeah, you're right. I think to your point, it's who's. What are you whining about? Do you have an opinion on the best battle tank?
But that's what I was doing while you guys were talking. I was just like,
cool.
I wonder which tank is the best fucking tank, and how would you really know anyway? It's not like they're going to go toe to toe.
No, well, let's hope they don't. Not at the moment. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Did we ever get that F-35 up off the bottom of the ocean?
No.
They know where. I think didn't they know where it was, or is it still hanging out there?
China knows where it is.
We didn't know. Well, I mean, it's yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the system because they did disclose it, but then I think they stripped it. Because the tech they're trying to protect, if anybody gets their hands on it, because that's the weakness of that system. The weakness of that system is one node gives you access to all the nodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you can do some interesting stuff behind the scenes to make.
Well, sure, you can revoke the cert, but
you still know how it's talking, what it's talking, where it's doing, all the. Oh yeah. There's enough stuff on there that because we lost one of the F-35s as well. It went off the edge of Queenie's ship.
did y'all lose one too?
Yeah, we lost one too. I think they recovered ours. Ours we recovered. Yours went into some deep ass water. Ours
not too deep though. Not too deep though.
Nothing is too deep. Let's be honest. If it's worth it, haven't we done that? Remember the Global Challenger? And hey, we lost one of our, or not, we lost one of our subs.
Remember the Global Challenger? I remember when the CIA created the world's largest recovery boat under
the Global Challenger.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
You're right. That was
the Global Challenger. Yeah, that was the beastie. So what's interesting is
submarine up off the floor and act like that shit didn't happen.
The barge came up for sale several years ago. We looked at getting it. We were seriously considering like trying to put a bid in. Yeah, the barge came up for sale. Yeah, that thing was amazing.
You go potty. I got the dog's whining at me.
All right, go for it.
All right, come on, let's go bedtime potty.
Well, I didn't do it.
You didn't do what? The blinky lights again? Did you do blinky lights?
I clicked the wrong button. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You did blinky lights, didn't you? Are they at least leaving a sensibly civilized, rather funny message, or are you? We're about to get yelled at.
Look at this Challenger 2 Black Knight. That is a sweet looking tank.
Yeah, there's some fun little beasties out there, definitely. You know, there is a. Okay, so here's an inch, and it's a theory, and it does go back to this the dick waving thing, which is, let's face it, you've spent years and years and years and years and years building up your military, telling everybody it's great. At some point, you just want to fucking try the thing out in something more than just damn exercises, because exercises are boring. You pick on the weakling and off you go, and then you start building it up. You get a little bit of woohoo, we did that, and you start picking them off one by one. That is what I'm worried about.
Yeah. Well, you might have a point, man. I mean, he's the kind of guy where that seems to fit.
Yes. And that's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
One is never enough, you know. If we don't, back to the line thing, back to all of these parts of the conversation, which is, and Evan, right back to your point, which is, you put 190 on my border, I put 250,000. And by the way, I don't just put 250,000. I bring enough ELINT and enough tech and enough shit that 250,000, and your 190 is not going to make it across the line. And by the way, I don't have to use nukes.
Yeah,
No.
That's not the war we're going to have. What I'm worried about is that my Amazon packages won't show up on time, that my internet bandwidth is going to get interrupted, that my Netflix is going to buffer. These are my concerns.
No, I get it.
No, but in all seriousness, like just to for one brief moment in tonight's episode, actually make it about InfoSec.
Patch your shit.
You had all day the message. Everybody needs to hear this message. MFA now. If it's an administrative account and it doesn't have MFA on it by the morning, you failed hard. Yeah. Okay. MFA now. Get those backups offline, not immutable, not in a cloud bucket. Freaking take your happy ass to Best Buy and buy as many USB drives as you can get your hands on and get them off the network. The likelihood of some type of intentional or unintentional spillover of what is from both sides. I don't think we ain't about to start heating it up. And now you got all this military grade cyber weaponry, and we haven't really seen this yet. Yeah, there was little people that play with Eternal Blue, and a couple of little NSA tools leaked, and some people got their hands on them. But in all reality, that's some weak sauce shit in comparison to what they're playing with now. That was all surveillance tech. We're now talking about purpose-built, destructive cyber weaponry meant for chaos and catastrophe. We have not played this ball game before, and it's in the wild. And we all know how the internet works. So to tell me that it's only going to stay in the Ukraine is not a believable thing, right? And the reality is there's shitty people out there who are going to find that, who are going to then copy that, and then I wouldn't be none surprised at all to find wiperware of the exact variant currently in use available for sale on Tor in the next 12 hours.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And so like that's a legit concern I have. Not a sky is falling type of thing. I don't think the risk is significantly different than it was yesterday. But I think the nature of attack and I think the impact factor. So I don't know that the likelihood has changed, but I think the impact factor has increased substantially, especially with some of the ones I've seen that actually go beyond just blowing away data. Ones that get in and start cooking chips.
Yeah.
Right? That start fucking with voltages and frying boards. And then we already know we can't get no supplies. We have one production facility in this country that makes processors, and it's a stone's throw from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah, they're kicking up another one. Where was it? It was Ohio. It was Columbus, wasn't it? If I remember right.
Well, yeah, but we can't build a foundry
I-
fast enough.
I know. Yeah, I'm with you. Let alone
You
grow
know,
the damn board and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was
but-
reading.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was reading about the gas pipeline stuff.
Oh, if they finally sanctioned it? Because before they weren't gonna.
No, I didn't realize. I knew that Russia supplied quite a lot of gas, but I didn't
No,
realize
all
how
of it.
much. No, 40%. It's 40%. It's still a
That's
chunk
it?
of it. Yeah.
Where's the rest of it coming from?
Norway and Algiers. Norway, I know about because I mean, UK and Norway have got some massive fields out in the middle of the North Sea, like some serious fields. Algiers, I didn't actually know about that one. That's an interesting one. But yeah, so 40% is coming across, and obviously a shit ton loads coming across Ukraine. But they were building some massive ones going up the Nord Stream, so it actually comes in through the waterways. Yeah, it's and at the moment it doesn't look they've shut them down. The last I've seen is basically they're saying Russia's saying you'll have to pay more for it. So Russia's saying they'll keep the taps on, but you're just going to pay more for it. Which
So here's my question. As a consumer of petrol product,
yeah,
in the United States of America,
yep,
8%, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% of our oil comes from not here. Why are my prices going up at the pump?
Because panic. Because they can,
Greed.
because they feel like they
Greed.
can. Yeah, there we go. Greed.
But
Yeah, sorry, not
I mean,
panic.
if
Greed,
North
yeah.
Dakota and Canada are my primary sources of oil,
That's because the fucking Canadians are taking
but they
advantage
didn't
of
know
this
it's
situation.
OPEC. It's that fucking OPEC shit. Well, the Canadians got to pay for that whole blocking of the bridge for a while, and
Yeah, and they got to pay for all of their bloody maple syrup stuff.
Did you hear that a bunch of Americans decided they're going to do the same thing on DC, and we decided that wasn't a great idea?
Yeah, that was not a smart move.
And now the military are playing traffic cops.
Yeah, I thought that was unarmed. I want to put. Hang on. So, Jack says we buy 585,000 barrels of oil per day.
22 million a month, according to the article I am looking at.
So it's close enough. I mean, that's not far off of it. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Who knows? I mean, shit. Yeah. Start the fracking back up.
I just don't like this because everything's gonna cost more now.
It is.
And for no good reason.
Well, somebody somewhere's got to make a profit off of this.
I'm so excited about that podcast I did with Danny. Seriously, yeah. I laid it down. Evan, you'd be so proud. I can't wait for you to see it. You're gonna be like, yeah, and then some. That's right.
I've got her. She's totally awesome. She's good people.
Oh, it was a ton of fun. Okay,
well, that's the fun that we're having with the Darknet stuff as well, the Dr. Darknet stuff. She's leading the charge on that.
I love the graphics on that.
Yeah, they did. We had to go through a few iterations. Let's just put it that way. Ah, dear.
Chad only uses 2,300 barrels a day.
In total?
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Poor Chad.
I know.
Such a nice guy.
There is something to be said about, there is something to be said about a non-reliance on a fossil fuel, isn't there?
So I live in Minnesota, and I agree, but your batteries don't work here in the winter.
Oh, I'm not saying we go battery. We got to figure something out. Hydrogen.
We did. A man named Nikola Tesla figured it out.
I know.
Already.
Yeah, figure that shit out. Make it unclassified.
We did.
Hey, did you see? Speaking of Nikola Tesla, did you see there's a plan? We need to do a road trip. So one, we need to do a road trip, and secondly, we're going to Detroit. because they are, you know, the near field stuff they're doing to transfer charge.
Yeah.
So they're actually doing a near field charge for a portion of a road. I want to say it was Detroit or somewhere. So they're like electrifying some of the roads. So as your EV goes over it, it picks up charge. I so want to fuck with that. I want to fuck with polarity. I want to do all sorts of. I want to hook it to the grid.
Okay, so I'm into this.
I want to.
Can we?
No.
No. What do you mean no? I didn't even say anything yet. You're like,
I want to fry people. I want it to be like a microwave. You go in on one end and you come out tasty a mile later.
See, what I want to do is match the resonant frequency.
Ooh, I know where you're going with it. Oh, that's not nice, but I love it.
I mean, if we're gonna play, let's play.
Oh,
It's true.
We need Jesse for that. We need Jesse for that. He's got all the electrical, mechanical engineering background.
Though, like I want to play with that a little bit. I've done enough research now where I'm like, and so we should totally do that. We need to do it in like an open field, so I don't, accidentally knock a city over. But like,
no. We're just gonna they got a mile of this damn road to play with. I would love to. Honestly, for me, what I would love to have some fun with is see if you can do like almost if you can do the same kind of the concept with the rail gun. I don't know if it's possible to do it, but I got a mile.
Okay, I see what you're saying, where you're going with this.
Yeah. You just
So basically like Mario Kart when you hit the fucking go thing, yes, right? Exactly. You're driving on 60 and all of a sudden you're like, I love this. I'm into this. I won't be in the car. We'll use a crash test. I like where your head's at.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Detroit. I want to double check, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I so want to just, I don't know who's putting it in and I don't know who's doing it, but I really want to write them a letter and say, look, we're going to do this one way or another. I'd love to do it with your, with your permission, but if not, we're just going to do it anyway because I want Mario Kart or I want to liquefy people as they go through this.
I mean, that would potentially do it.
Yeah, you got a whole mile to mess with. If it's in slow traffic, that is plenty enough time to mess with people's. Yeah, so no, I want to say it was Detroit. I think it was Detroit. But yeah, it's a road trip to Detroit. What is up with you? Can you not see I'm on a webinar? Or do you just want more snacks? All right, hey, one more. Which hand's in it? Nah, it's not in that one. I get to eat it. You want that one too? All right. So yeah, if anybody fancies a road trip to wherever the hell this road is, I think we're going to have I'm sure it'll form a B-sides talk. Let's put it that way.
I'm into it. I want to play.
Good. Oh, speaking of Danny, I'm on with her in an hour's time.
Oh, nice. Are you doing another episode or what?
Doing one of hers. We did the Dungeons and Dragons, the intro, because obviously Rachel and Man Thing are doing it with us. We did the intro to D&D last night, which are going to have so much fucking fun with that. Both of you are guests at some point in time. Ryan, your fate already.
With a group.
Because it's either that or you're getting
all the options. We went with the groove. I mean,
well, it can be. I'm happy to do dragons. You will be Christian. You are crispy and good with ketchup, kind of thing. Not crispy, crunchy, isn't it? You're crunchy and good with ketchup. That was it. Yeah. No. What we should probably do is give whoever's coming on as a special guest there. How would they like to? Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Did you see Josh's? Did Rachel share with you Josh's notice from a particular website?
It was fucking
brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Evan, are you in the loop on this?
No.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat because I don't want to put people's business too far out here.
Yeah, it was fantastic. What is up? Go see Mo. Oh, really? What? What do you want?
Popcorn.
More popcorn?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Oh, got the dog's attention.
Oh, yeah. Your dog or mine? I got mine. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I don't know why he likes these snacks. I got some different snacks. I haven't got them for ages and I forgot. Apparently, these are good snacks.
So, Chris, are you aware that DARPA has begun loosening their tight control over certain projects and programs involving near energy fields?
Human near energy fields or near energy field? Which
those kind that theoretically tear holes in space-time.
Oh, those ones. No, I am actually not dealing with that stuff. I'm dealing with
Little drippings and drizzles are starting to come out.
Oh,
Isn't that cute? I know.
Yeah.
We're going to disclassify this shit already, guys.
Oh, that's awesome. So this is good.
airplanes.
So what we're trying to basically, what we're doing is we're basically enabling 300 million Americans and God only knows what else to sit in their little garages out in their fields, trying to tear holes in space-time continuums. Yay! No.
Well, yeah, but if you get it right, you get the cool blue tube. Oh, good God.
Who's on?
That was me. No,
Oh,
that
was
was
you.
my fault. It refreshed on me. No, you get the blue tube, and then you go through the blue tube.
Yeah, we'll see. Oops.
That's
Hi.
what they say.
Yeah, I don't fully believe everything they say. I love
no shit. No shit.
I think they're looking for some additional innovation. Now, if it means that, we lose half of Nebraska, Kansas, bit of Tennessee, most of California in the process, it's a small sacrifice for everybody else to pay for our ability to, mess with time and space and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't cross. No, I haven't messed with that stuff in a while. I got
in a while. I love the follow up on that. It's been a bit since I played with time travel.
Why me? What did I do? Why me?
Evan, you are uncomfortably quiet tonight.
Yeah.
Popcorn.
It's because he didn't like it's because he got upset with the tank thing. He didn't like the fact that I called his flag waving, hot dog eating, communist crushing tank into question. I called its manhood into question. This is the problem, and that's what happened with Putin. We called his manhood into question. Basically, Evan is the American version. Please hold on, getting dragged away by my dog. Evan didn't like the fact I called his tank into question.
I got troops lined up right now. My neighbor's house.
I can't help it if your M1 Abrahams needs Viagra.
I'm gonna go fuck that neighbor up, man. I'm gonna show you right now. No, it's funny when people try to. Reminds me of my wife. She tries to tell me what I'm feeling.
What's going on?
I'm good.
I missed that bit. I was being attacked by the dog for a snack.
I'm good. I was scrolling over here. I'm all good. I'm in popcorn now.
Oh, you go, boys, go. Did you know that the Blackhawks are now with Alias are now able to be operated unmanned?
Oh, cool.
Retrofitted Blackhawk can now be unmanned operated.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
All fucking time.
Oh, good God, bless your heart. So they see they're getting good. They're letting some stuff out of the bag. So light on chip.
Yep.
That's out of the bag.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I'll give it, dude. Publicly disclosed. I'm not talking out of school. I promise.
Oh shit.
I mean, they didn't give the full breakdown, but the fact they even mention it.
Yeah, that surprises me.
I'm telling you, keep your eye on. They disclosing stuff every day, left and right. Like,
I wonder if they're disclosing it before somebody else puts it up on the damn. That's interesting. That surprises me. They're
I told you.
Oh, they definitely didn't have
I
it
told you
in free.
about that. I told you about that ransomware.
Which one? Oh, yep.
Which one?
They're,
Wipey?
no, the one from the incident response from a couple weeks ago, the laser thing, whatever. That's all classified shit. It's out there now because they ransom you 48 hours. You have 48 hours to pay. If you pay in the first 24 hours, we'll give you a 50% discount.
Oh, Conti.
Yeah.
Is it Conti?
No.
Oh,
This was I can't remember the name. I'll look it up. But and then if you don't pay within the 48 hours, we're going to release it on the dark web. And they're usually very prompt at releasing it on 48 hours. If they don't release it in 48 hours, they're selling it to somebody else. They sold. Yeah.
We just ran into that. And obviously I can't say who, but we ran into that with one of our clients, or it wasn't a client, but then it became a client through a third party. It was like, whoa. And we've been watching the site and it hasn't been, they haven't put it public yet. And so I'm like, fuck.
I did not know they had this.
Yeah. If they're going after military, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're
That's yeah.
Did you know that they decided that Sergey Bratis is somebody we can talk about publicly?
Oh, cute.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they have a podcast. I did not know this.
Voice adopt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you just? Oh, yeah.
I'm just trolling to see what all they've decided because nobody checks these websites.
Chaps, we have been on for 2 and change. Just a heads up.
Dear God. All right. What was the takeaway tonight? Don't be a douche. Don't be Putin. Treat people well. Patch your shit. MFA.
Black Cat.
Black Cat?
It was Black Cat. Not Conti. Black Cat. Not Black Hat. Black Cat.
Cat.
It's like a cat. Gato. Yeah, Mi gato tiene nariz pequeña. My cat has a small nose. That's Spanish. Let me have some more popcorn.
All right. So Evan's closing statement is popcorn is good. I'm like, hey, let's not have the world end and keep the lights on, fix your shit. Chris, what you got?
You both covered it at this point. Please hold while I finish off my my time chip. We can figure this shit out.
Just go get one from Google. They're growing them motherfuckers in droves now.
I know, bless their cotton socks. Hey, speaking of which, I'm having conversations with the mothership, so we'll see where that goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy business. Well, I want a time chip when I can get one.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'll take it in crystalline form since that's what the internet's made of anyways. Crystals.
Get out of here, for God's sakes.
I won't
let
be
you
guys.
into your rabbit holes.
You're amazing. Oh no, that's just a public service announcement from a lovely lady who wanted to know how the internet worked, and the collective group of people decided it was made of crystals, and that's where the internet lives. And 100 people in a room went, seems good.
Yeah, that's a little known fact, actually.
Yeah. You don't know what I'm talking about, clearly.
No,
I do.
no,
I'll email you a link.
Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely. That's I'll take that one. That'll be a fun little rabbit hole to go down, I'm sure. Oy vey. All right.
And that's what's wrong with this world. Oh, it's only 35 seconds. Trust me. But it'll tell you all you need to know.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to send that one out.
Fans,
definitely.
you're amazing. I'll throw it in the chat before we close out tonight, so you too can enjoy how most people receive their education on how computers work.
Oh, well, that comes cool. Also, it's been a fun evening. I'm glad we did this one. I apologize we went off script to everybody who was waiting for script, but I think it was needed. Very much so needed.
Agreed.
No, I agree.
Thank you guys. Much appreciated.
Thank
Stay
you everybody
safe.
for tuning in and listening to the ramblings. We appreciate you.
My
And also-
closing statement is to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Yes. please.
That's it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like there's not even a please on this one. It is simply get your shit together.
Yep.
All right, everybody take care. Love you all. Stay
Night,
safe.
all.
Stay sane. If not, you know where to find us.
Yeah.